selling your house? And are you thinking about moving to Central Alberta? Well, in this video, Jason Walls and myself, Shalane Walls, we are gonna go over some of the key things that we think are important when you're thinking about doing a renovation. So whether you're thinking about moving in 9 days, 90 days, or a year from now, we got you covered because like we always say in our videos, we do the research so you don't have to. So Jason, let's talk about what you think is one of the most important renovations that you could do to get the biggest value.
Well, the biggest renovation that we always recommend to all our clients is the kitchen area. Because that's the focal point of most families, and that's where everybody gathers for meals, for entertaining, all that things. So today's topic we want to cover, you want to stick around to the end, but the tools, the paint, the fixtures, what exactly do you think is the most important things to do? What do you think, Shalane?
Well, like you said, Jason, I agree 100%. If you're gonna put any of your money into a renovation, do up that kitchen. Everybody hangs out there. People aren't hanging out in your room, people aren't hanging out in the bathroom, they're hanging out in the kitchen. So put your money in there. But before you spend your money, before you get that hammer, before you get that tape measure, Jason, tell them what we as realtors can do for them to ensure that they're choosing the right products, doing the right amount of work, and spending the right amount of money for their investment.
Thanks, Shalane. So, we get asked this question a lot. You know, what should we do? We're thinking about listing, we're thinking about moving, and a lot of times clients will say, should we do a kitchen? Should we do a renovation? Should we redo a deck? Things like that. So what Shalane and I are happy to do is we're happy to come, do a walkthrough of your home, and we know what brings the most value. We know whether or not some items will give you a better return, and sometimes it's better just to sell your home the way it is. So,
oh, I was just gonna say, Jason's also really good at working with your budget to help you with that. Since he's renovated a lot of homes, he's pretty handy. And I don't mean like Tim the Toolman Taylor, more like Bob the Builder. So
no, Al Borland, that's who I'm more like.
Yeah.
I still have the plaid on today.
So whether you have a big budget or a small budget, Jason is always great at walking into our listing presentations, walking in around with our clients to help maximize your dollar, to help make those dollar bills stay in your pocket, and also so we can get you more in your pocket. So what types of things, what do you do on a small budget?
Well, I think a small budget, the biggest thing people can do is paint. Curb appeal also. When you drive up to your home, if you got trees that are overgrown or the grass is long or it hasn't been fertilized or watered, in the wintertime, if you haven't shoveled your driveway, things like that are very inexpensive to look after and to make things better. When you come into the home, the first thing you're going to see when you walk in is your entryway. You don't want, the walls all scuffed up from the kids' hockey sticks and all that kind of stuff. So it's really important to have that. And those are really inexpensive. Now, I'm not saying that everybody's a painter because we've seen some places that people should have hired a professional. And we always say that. But if you're able to do the painting, that's probably one of the most least expensive improvements and it will make the biggest bang for your buck return.
Me as a woman, if we're trying to stick on a smaller budget, I think lighting is very important. Lights get outdated. The dimmer, the duller the house looks, honestly. So you can get some very inexpensive lights from, Walmart, Amazon, Costco, Home Depot, even Habitat for Humanity, the restores. So you can really update a look with a new fixture or even a pot light.
Exactly.
But don't do it yourself. Always hire
a qualified professional. The thing about Shalane and I too is we have a whole list of qualified tradespeople, and we're very careful about who gets on that list because when we refer our tradespeople to you guys, our clients and friends, we want you to have a positive experience because if you don't have a positive experience, it ultimately comes back on us. So it's not saying that if we refer you to a plumber or electrician or a painter, that maybe it won't be 100% perfect all the time, but we have dealt with these people for many, many times and we feel confident in doing so. we walk into, especially basements, where a lot of people have tried doing them themselves, and we understand the budget. We understand the costs that are associated with all this stuff, and we appreciate where people are coming from. However, if it's not done properly, if there's not permits done on electrical, if the drywall taping and mudding is not done properly, or you didn't maximize the layout,
or you're measuring once, cutting twice, because you can't read the tape measure, that is not saving your dollar bills.
and then you ultimately have to have somebody come in and fix it. So sometimes it is cheaper to have somebody come in, and like I say, we're happy to not only refer people to you, but we're also happy to do a pre-renovation evaluation of what your property's worth, and then based on the ideas that you want to implement and your budget, we'll come in and do a post-evaluation, even before you've done the work or after you've done the work.
If you're planning on a big renovation, we have this fantastic contractor, Chad Miller with Kodiak Developments. He is able to put your ideas on paper and scale it for you so you can actually see those dreams come to life. So that is something that's fantastic, and he can put a real dollar amount on that, and that makes it even easier for Jason and I to do that evaluation for you, so that you can see what your home is worth without the renovation and what your home is worth with the renovation. And that allows you to make a very educated decision, because let's face it, we work hard for our money. We want to make sure that we spend it in a way that's always going to give us a good rate of return. So that is one of the industry professionals that Jason and I like to use all of the time.
And speaking of Kodiak Development, if you have to get a bathroom renovated, Chad really does specialize in bathrooms. He's got an amazing assortment of before and after pictures. So if you want to have a renovation, but you really just don't have the creative eye or the creative thoughts, which I'm guilty of, somebody like Chad or somebody in that industry can come in and give you some ideas and give you so many thoughts and give you a budget, that kind of thing, to stick with it.
He can take all the ladies' Pinterest boards and put them to life, and the husbands can just write the check.
And they're not the ones doing the ripping and the tearing on every weekend and every night when they get home from work.
So in our opinion, having been doing real estate in Central Alberta for almost 20 years, selling quite a few houses, we feel, this is our personal opinion and what we've provided to our clients over the years, doing a kitchen renovation, like we said, and a bathroom renovation is always going to maximize your return. Some people think that they need to put expensive, imported hardwood floors, or they need to have gold-plated fixtures. That is not the case. That is not, especially in this area, is not going to maximize your rate of return. Like Jason said, update the paint. Like I mentioned, update the fixtures. Change the flooring if you want. There's usually some pretty great sales on some of our favorite places like Rona,
Home Depot.
Yeah, even Costco. Everyone loves Costco. You can pretty much find everything you need there. But Jason, tell somebody, if you are going to paint yourself, tell them about paint. Like, you're going to want to buy paint at Walmart. No offense, Walmart, but...
Well, we're a bit biased. There's 2 or 3 really good paint stores. Our preference is Cloverdale Paint. Their quality paint, it really is, it makes a difference. It covers really nicely. It takes 2 coats. We know a lot of professional painters in the industry that they really like Cloverdale Paint. There's Benjamin Moore, there's some of those. Some of the department store chains, the paint is fine, that's great, but it sometimes takes 3 or 4 coats. It doesn't wash as well, that kind of stuff. So you really want to be careful about the quality of things. And same with, like Shalane said, the flooring. We've seen some clients, they get a really good deal on the flooring, but maybe it doesn't click together as well as maybe it should. Things like that. So the people don't know what they don't know. So you really want to get a second opinion on a lot of things. Now, another thing that we wanted to mention to you is when you're doing renovations, there's always a ceiling to what your return is going to bring to you. So if you are on, say, a street where you have, a lot of entry homes, you don't want to make that home worth $200,000 more than it was before, because you may not get that money back. Now, if you're going to live in that home for 10 years or longer, then go ahead.
And that's a different story. Then maybe you want that imported hardwood flooring or those gold-plated fixtures.
But if you want to just do it and live in it for a year, or you're just doing it and going to have us come and sell it for you, you may not get the return on that. So that's where it really comes in, Shalane and I's experience, We can tell you maybe what is the best bet for your bank, for your return. And so there's different scenarios, and we're happy to sit down and discuss all of those with you.
Also, if pictures aren't doing it justice when we're showing you our market evaluations, we are happy to tour you around the houses that we're comparing your home to and your renovations to. Now, I know that in this video we say, are you thinking about moving to Central Alberta? But if you already live in Central Alberta and you're wondering about renovations and you want to meet with our contractor and you want to meet with our industry trades, you know what you got to do? You got to like, you got to subscribe, you got to drop a comment, you can call us, email us, text us anytime, and we're going to give you all of that information because what? We do the
research.
so you don't have to. Anyways, in this video, we just wanted to highlight anything renovation and provide you a list of all of our industry professionals so that you can, like Jason said, maximize your investment and have a good rate of return. And don't do it yourself if you don't know how.
Yeah, and we just want, you don't know what you don't know. We've seen some really good do-it-yourself renovations that you would never know that it wasn't professional. But we've seen some that, you just wonder, they're good at some things and not good at others. So we are here to help you maximize your dollar, maximize your time, and to make sure that when the time does come for you to sell your house, whether you're downsizing or you're growing family, whatever the case is, our job is always to try and get you the most amount of money, and that's our main and only goal for you.
Always. So recap this video. Jason says kitchens and bathrooms. Kitchens and bathrooms are something great, the must-haves to doing your renovations if you have the budget to do so. If you don't, what did we say?
Curb appeal, paint,
Lights. And what did Jason also say? Don't do it yourself. Hire somebody that is qualified, especially for that electrical work, because that panel is going to have to be signed off on a master electrician. And trust me, buyers are going to ask who did the electrical, because let's face it, nobody wants their house burning down. So stick to the rules, stay in your lane, and do what you do best. Whether you're thinking about moving in
9 days,
90 days,
or a year from now, Shalane and I will be here, and we want to help.